Why are weak men such a problem? Weak men are a problem because being weak causes all kinds of issues. And I'm not talking about physically weak, although that is also true. I'm talking about mentally weak. I'm talking about no backbone, no ethics, no integrity. You're cowardly. You're deceitful. You lie. You have no integrity. These are traits of a weak person. Wherever those weak men are, their families, their lives, their businesses, they're going to screw things up because of the weak constitution. Deep down, dude, you will become poisonous. You'll hate life. You'll hate yourself. And you'll be hurt.
You spent 5 years in prison for failing to pay child support for the defendant, Ms. Sears' son, Dylan. Mr. Manser, you are not his father.
Oh, man. 5 years in prison.
Do you know? Yes, you know who his father is. Yes, I talked to him still.
A lot of single mothers who go after weak men.
Right. Mm-hmm. So a lot of women will tell you, being a stepdaddy is honorable. And a lot of them, they know damn well that man ain't gonna get nothing out of it. They know damn well that they can up and leave, take half of his income, get alimony, depending on if they are able to swindle him into legally adopting the children. They can put him on child support. In certain states, you don't even have to have the man legally adopt him. If you can prove that he played a father figure role, you can put that man on child support. When men decide to take on responsibilities that are not theirs, they're taking a very big risk. I do not, me personally, because I can only speak for me, I do not see how it's worth it. When women are usually the ones that leave the relationships. Imagine getting into a relationship with a woman. She got a child. You become attached to the child. Then she up and leave, knowing you got an attachment to that child. And then she look at you and say, you're not.
He cold. She belongs to the streets.
I make that pussy spit, and I know it do. I watched you walk in this motherfucker.
So you can tell by my walk?
I can tell by your walk that pussy spit.
Hey, you a country nigga. Where you from?
I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. Camden Road to be exact. What's happening with it?
See,
oh, yeah, I want to smell your pussy. I want to put my face in your pussy. You say, Suki with the good coochie, you know what I'm saying? You be talking about how good that motherfucker smell and all that. We can go to the back and I can come back and give her.
You want to smell my ass?
I might put my tongue down that motherfucker.
Oh my gosh, A1.
But we're going to start with the sniffing though.
You are aggressive.
She love that shit, man. Look at her. She like that old shit.
No, I don't.
You love that shit.
No, I mean after like during sex maybe, but you know, that not right now.
Nah, all that shit you talk. Fuck that. You done met your match. I'm here. What's up?
So listen, hold on. This man. Okay.
I keep telling you, consciousness over coochie.
I think masculinity has to be reimagined. I think what it means to be a man, the fact that the associations to that has become about dominance and violence and power, the fact that men, some men anyway, seek their sense of self through those things. I think we have to reimagine what it means to be a man. We have to reimagine what masculinity means. And I think we have to liberate men from the very, very tiny, incredibly narrow, destructive boxes that they get to operate within. And I think we have to make it okay for men to feel things. Because I think we constantly talk about women being at the receiving end of toxic masculinity, but I think toxic masculinity is also killing men. So I think we need to liberate men from that as well. So how do we do that? Is I think we have to speak about it as much as possible, and we have to make young men understand that the liberation of women is not, and feminism is not just about women. It's actually about equalizing the sort of playing field and also liberating men from this cage.
This is where we go wrong. Women try to redefine what a man is, but women don't understand completely what they are, what they want to do. 95% of work deaths are men. 95% of military deaths are men. 85% of the homeless population are men. 92% of suicides are men. 97% of alimony is paid out to women, despite that women make just as much or more as men. Women get 60% less time for the same crime that men commit. This is masculinity, but we're not complaining about it. It's women like that, women like her. There is such thing as toxic masculinity. It's men who are in their feelings, just like there is a such thing as toxic femininity. women who try to change men, women who don't understand that you have a place, just as though I have a place, and we must play our role on a human level in order for things to work out.
I pushed him. I said, bro, what the F are you doing? Get away from me, stop trying to touch me. Whenever he was at the door, I buzzed him in and he came inside. My thought process was, it was just another dude coming in to work out. So I didn't think of anything out of that. He started chasing me around the bench and we ended up on the other side of the gym.
We talk about weak men. This is what's scariest about this entire agenda they're trying to purport. Because their ideas, like the feminist idea and like the mainstream idea and like Logan Paul's ideas, all their ideals is if we weaken men, then if they become weak enough, they'll no longer be a threat. And I argue that point absolutely. I think the most dangerous men on earth are the weak men. I think inside of every single man, we're born with a fire inside of us that if we do not control, can destroy ourselves and other people. And if you look at men who have no emotional control, because that's what they're trying to teach us to have. They're saying, listen, you're a man, you're allowed to just cry all the time and have no emotional control, no stoicism, just react to your emotions. Do you know what happens when you tell men to just react to their emotions? Anger. You have school shootings, you have rape, you have violence. That's what happens when you tell men to have no emotional control. These school shooters are kids with no emotional control. Rapists are men with no emotional control. Violence and the you see on the street are men with no emotional control. Telling men to not be stoic is going to create a breed of violent young men who have no emotional control, can't control their emotions.
Sustained, fucking sustained.
What that really allows me to trust a man is when I'm getting chaotic, I'm being emotional, my period might come, I'm whining about something, whatever. I'm a woman, I make mistakes, I overdo things, I could be dramatic. But when a man has real power, he recognizes that and he identifies it and he says, something like this, baby, what can I do to help? What do you need right now? You know what? I see that you're frustrated. Come watch this show with me, or let's go grab some food and let's relax and we'll talk about it later, okay? Don't worry about it. I got you. We're gonna figure it out. When you can settle my mind when I'm frustrated instead of yelling at me, calling me out of my name, tripping, calling me dramatic, calling me crazy, to me, you're not in your masculinity when you can't handle a woman being a woman. Women are emotional. I need a man that is the anchor when I am being chaotic.
There is some truth to this. Men, be stoic in what you do. Be in your masculine all the time. There's no need for you to ever be out of your masculine. That is your superpower, just like a woman's superpower is her femininity. You have too much testosterone in your body in order for you to go off your feelings every day. Your feelings, how you feel, has nothing to do with what you have to do. So you must stay stoic in what you do. You must stay out of your feelings.
I love men. Like, I think men are the coolest, but I don't need them to survive.
You do actually need men to survive. And here's why. Everything that you see around you was built and created and maintained by men. Okay. Everything. The infrastructure in this country, in every single country in the world, is built, created, and maintained by good, honest, hardworking men that just want to provide for their family. Everything, the roads you drive on, the buildings you live in.
That it's okay to be a man.
It's not okay. It's necessary. What the hell are we going to do without men? You look around the city here, you see all these buildings go up. These men, they're doing impossible things. They're under the streets, working on the sewers. They're up on the power lines in the storms and the rain. They're keeping this impossible infrastructure functioning. This thing that works in a miraculous manner. They work themselves to death, and often literally. And the gratitude for that is sorely lacking, especially among the people who should be most grateful. You see university professors, especially of the social justice bent, who are among the most protected and privileged people that the world has ever produced. They take everything they have for granted, failing to understand entirely that there's a massive infrastructure of unbelievably hardworking, solidly laboring, working class men breaking themselves in half on a regular basis making sure that everything that always breaks works. And so, a little gratitude for that. They can put their lives together and they can help their families and they can make their communities better, and that's not toxic masculinity.
Peace.